Hey everybody, so today we're going to be looking at my original piece of writing about my camp on Monson, and we're going to be looking at how we can add effective adjectives and adverbs to the writing to make it more crisp and descriptive. So you should have completed your last lesson on adjectives and adverbs, completed the Pear Deck, and now we're going to take what we've looked at in that lesson and apply it to our writing. So the next slide, we're going to take a look at my writing piece. We're going to identify the adjectives that are in the writing. We're going to identify the adverbs, and then maybe see where we can add or take some away to make it even a better piece of writing. This is the most recent version of my writing piece. This started off with my 6-word memoir about my camp. The text that you see in black is the 144-word tweet version. And then red, I've added the lead, and the blue is what we call transition sentences to help blend the lead and help it join into the full body of the writing. So as I go through it, I'm going to be highlighting words that are adjectives in yellow, and then I'll go back and I'll highlight words in red that are adverbs. And you might find that if I don't have any adverbs or adjectives, maybe this is the time to look at it and decide where they belong. The song of the loons echoes across the lake, filling the night with a peaceful symphony. On these calm summer nights, I sit on the deck at my camp, listening and relaxing. This special spot renews my spirit after a long, hard year. So now let's look at the body of my story. My family's camp is hidden at the end of the road on the north shore of Lake Hebron. We built the camp 10 years ago so we'd have a place for relatives and friends to spend time together. Go out the front doors and walk off the deck, you're just a few feet away from Lake Hebron. Its crystal clear water makes it a perfect spot for swimming, kayaking, and fishing. Go out the back door, you're just steps away from the Appalachian Trail. We take daily hikes with our dogs, meeting through hikers and adventure lovers every day of the summer. Spending the summer at camp takes me away from work and brings me peace. So we look at the body. Which camp is it? Whose camp is it? It's my family's. And where is it? On the north shore of Lake Hebron. You go out the front door. It's a few feet away from Lake Hebron. Its waters are crystal clear. It's a perfect spot. We go out the back door. We take daily hikes. We do this every day. And so that gives you a sense of how we use adjectives. And as I'm looking at this, I don't see a whole lot of adverbs. I don't tend to use them because I try to use more specific adjectives. So as I look at this again, I'm going to go in with a red pen and maybe figure out where I could put just a few really well-placed adverbs. All right, so I read through my story again, and I didn't want to overdo it with adverbs because really good writers use adverbs sparingly, which means use very few, and when you do use them, make sure you have a purpose. So I added 3, and I did make one correction, which we'll get to at the bottom of the page. So in my lead, I added the word hauntingly. The song of the loons echoes hauntingly, which tells how it echoes, across the lake, filling the night with a peaceful symphony. Hauntingly, I wanted to use that word to let you know that it's, even though it's beautiful and peaceful, it's kind of eerie and sometimes a little spooky. So the next adverb I added in the blue section, on these calm summer nights, I sit quietly on the deck at my camp, listening and relaxing. I chose quietly because if I were talking or having a conversation or listening to the radio or doing anything that required noise, I wouldn't hear the sound of the loons. And down at the very bottom, I goofed. Every day is actually an adverb that tells when, so I circled that in red. And I added one last adverb. I added the word really, which shows to what extent. Spending the summer at camp really takes me away from work and brings me peace. So adjectives are really helpful to bring life to your writing. When you look at your nouns, what about them? What kind, what size, what color, what shape, whose, which one, how many, which kind, how much. And then your adverbs, really use them sparingly to show how something is being done. You use them with your verbs, like echoes hauntingly, sit quietly, and I also use them to show extent. My camp really takes me away from work and brings me peace. So what I'm going to ask you to do on your writing piece, if you could load your writing piece into Notability, then go in and I want you to highlight your adjectives in one color and highlight any of your adverbs in another color, and then we'll look at them and see if you don't have many adjectives, where could we add some? If you don't have any adverbs, could we add some to that piece as well? So your next task is to download your writing piece into Notability, or if it's already in Notability, I want you to highlight your adjectives with one color and then highlight your adverbs with another color, and then share them with me so that I can take a look at how descriptive your writing is becoming.